Good morning. We missed one. We finally missed a rain. Had 1/100 of an inch last night, so they were calling for between last night and today. We're not out of the woods yet. Like from us south, 1 to 2 inches of rain, and we got 1/100 so far. Now there's rain on the way. We'll see what we get out of it. They're not wrong yet, but hopefully. Anyway, we're a day closer to being in the fields. We might go look around at some more fields here later this morning. Let the sun come out and just dry that top little bit off, and then we'll go see. But we need that sprayer and that gator. That's this morning's project. There, like that. So we have some fields that we have sprayed with the drone and done some burn down on some wheat stubble, but if you look in just the right spot, right between the propane tank there, we didn't get real close to the edges. We got to fix that. So we're going to mix some Roundup up and try and clean up those edges. Well, we got everything in. I ran some water through and rinsed everything out. Checked our nozzles. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Cleaned our filter out. We used to have an electric valve on here where I could switch the boom on and off from the cab and still have the pump on to use the handgun, but the valve went bad or something happened. I don't know, so we took it out. So now we just have a manual valve. If you want to use the boom, you turn it on. You want to use the handgun, you turn it off. Whatever. I am going to spray some dandelions in my yard before we put Roundup in here. I rinsed it out really good, so I got a gallon of Trimec, which is 2,4-D and dicamba, and we're going to try and not kill all of the landscaping bushes around our house. The wind is blowing the right direction to blow it away from them, so yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I need 40 gallons of water for my gallon of Trimec, so that's what we're putting in. I did not look up the speed and pressure charts to see exactly what speed we should be driving with red nozzles on a 10-foot spacing at 24 psi. So we're going to pick 4 miles an hour, 3 to 4. Close enough. I just finished what I wanted to do. And our tank just ran empty. Literally, is in the last 20 feet here, the nozzle started shutting off. So we'll see. Maybe that'll make my lawn better. Let's go load some glyphosate up. Alright, we got a sprayer full of Roundup. We'll go do that in a little bit. It is a little breezy, so we may wait a little while before we're doing a bunch, but I can see back there. See back there along the lane how that one side there's still a bunch of grass or wheat growing, and the rest of the field's dead. That's what we're after. Anyway, Dad's getting steel on the barn here. Got his windows put in, door track up. Time for steel. The boom lift will be helpful when they get above the door track down there hanging this steel, so I'm going to run it down there for them. Okay, well, we got a few more sprinkles, but basically missed the rain again here right now. We'll see what we get the rest of the day. There's another round coming later this afternoon or tonight, it sounds like, and so far we've gotten pretty lucky. I need to run to run a bank and get some lunch. I'm going to grab a shovel and we'll stop at some fields along the way. We've got a set of fields that's over in the direction that I'm going that it missed some of the rain a couple weeks ago, and so we've kind of had the idea that they're a little bit drier there. However, that doesn't mean it's dry. So see what we can find. There's the shovel that I need. The concrete guys came and got the saw cuts made. That's good. We cut the steps. They also look good. Cool. Maybe tomorrow we can get the rest of this poured. That would be awesome. Here's one of those fields. We're about 10 miles from the farm. It's in that direction. And it's not dry. I can already tell it's not dry. The ground's wet on top right here. But let's see how wet, shall we? We had less rain here 2 weeks ago than we had at home. So we were under the impression that these fields were drier. They're not. I can already tell this is a waste of time. It's not close. This is obviously wheat stubble. and it's mud. Not close at all, at least not right here. The field in the back there, we did tile last summer, and then we have some over there on that building site, the White House or White Barn over there, that are very green. They need sprayed. I'm gonna have to get down here with a drone someday. It doesn't feel as windy here as it was at home, or the wind is changing, I guess. Still gonna have to miss some rain. This one's 2 days away with sun and 70, and we aren't getting sun and 70, and it's raining more, so it's gonna be a little while before we get here. It is primary election day here in Ohio today, so I'll go in and do some voting. For our little teeny tiny village, not even a village, unincorporated conglomerate of people here, that was a busy place. There was, I mean, not like crazy busy, but for a May primary and on Ohio midterm year, in a town of like 300 people, if that, for there to be 12 people in there at once seemed pretty busy. Anyway, back to the farm. Good news, bad news. Bad news is it's raining again. Good news is it's very light. We're on the tail end of it, and the rest of the rain that's out west is diving south. It looks like we're going to miss this, which is just absolutely fantastic news. Bad news on top of that, or more bad news, other than the news, is that it is freaking cold out. Like, really cold. And getting colder, it feels like. And I have to go to a baseball game tonight if it's not going to rain, so dress warm. Anyway, we're going to come out here and work on our planter. I've got this module for this on-site system that we were having some trouble with. We're going to put this on and see if it fixes our issue, and we can get dual product on our on-site monitor here. Let's see what we get. So we open up this cover. We might need a little more light. Somewhere down here we have some plugs. Is that the good one or the bad one? I'm gonna do some digging. Alright, this one is the one that was not working. It wouldn't light up. So we're gonna go ahead and we should try this again before we start switching stuff. So I need to go turn the key on, at least in the tractor, to get power back here. We have two of them with blinking lights. We'll organize cords later, but took this old one out. I think this was dead and our problem. We'll go see what our monitor looks like now. All right, I think I've got this here. So we've got product 1, which is our 2x2, the first one that we started, and I'll have to double check and make sure that we've got them plugged into the right ones. We'll figure that out once we start running some stuff through it. And then we hit that and we go to product 2. It'd be interesting to see if I can display both of those on the same main page. That would be better. But is what it is. There is this gallons per acre for P1 and P2 there, so maybe we just flip back and forth for rows. But yeah, looks like it's gonna work. Display setup. No, that's not what we want. I don't know. We'll go through the menus and stuff. I had to go in here and assign to one module this button. One of them to product 2, one of them to product 1, which we just flipped those if we got them backwards. We have 24 flow meters on all of them, so I think we got it. I think we're good. Okay. Well, that's good. That didn't take very long. I thought that would be harder. So I think the only thing we have left to do to the planner is make sure that our measurements are right for our GPS receiver. We tried doing that the other day, and I got the measurements. I took them. I have pictures of them. We're just going to put them into the monitor and verify, double check. And then we got to do the same thing on the bean planter. So we're ready to go. When the weather breaks, we're ready to grow. Ready to go. Grow, same thing. I'll go ahead and do a little more work on my corn planter here. This is my, I have nothing to do today, so I'm going to work on this kind of thing, and I don't want to do it all at once. Otherwise, I won't have anything to do project. But we'll take apart a row unit here and take a look at some of this stuff. Also, apparently, the guys that I bought my frame from in Illinois have found my YouTube videos. They must watch them because they left a comment that I apparently put in my bottom hex shaft backwards. This one, there's a little washer welded to the end of it, which I saw, but I didn't know what it was there for. And I put it over here, and they said I'm supposed to put that the other way so that that washer hits the bearing on the wheel hub there, and then I can use the set screw tight against this bearing hanger, which is apparently supposed to be on the outside. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? Doesn't really matter. But then we can tighten that sprocket against it, and it will keep that shaft from moving. Okay. This one looks like it has moved a little bit, so yeah, that's where we need some clamps. Anyway, so we might make those changes. It'll do what I need it to do like it is, but yeah, we can fix that. So anyway, let's see what we got here. These blades look a little smaller than I would have thought. We might have to put some new ones on. What we might have to do is wait till the next time we put new ones on one of the other planters and take some of the scrap ones and put them on this. Yeah, buddy. 14 and 3/16, 14 and an eighth. They start new at 15, and we would replace them if they're 14 and a half. So these openers they're not great. I found some takeoffs that we had in the parts bin over there that I think are in better shape than the ones that we just took off. They have the same part number on them. These are both deer blades that started the same, and yeah. We'll just put those on. It said on somewhere. These ones. Number 5, 14 and 11/16. These two don't say anything, but they're pretty much matched. Almost 14 and 3/4, so 11/16. Yeah, those are in better shape. We'll put those on. You can check our contact area. It's close to 2 inches. It's not high off the ground, it's a little hard to check. Go this way. Yep, right at 2 inches. Perfect. Okay. Where's my rubber caps? Right here's one. There's the other one. All right, before we throw these gauge wheels back on, I want to look at them a little closer. Maybe clean up the threads. Okay. That one's just a touch snug. Not bad. This one is good. They both lift up and fall back down. That row unit is good. I thought about changing these gauge wheels out. These are narrow for the twin row setup that it was on. We have some 4-inch wide gauge wheels that we could put on there, but I don't really think it's going to hurt anything. So, and it'll take less. I don't know if it'll take less weight or not, but whatever. We're going to leave it. Okay, I got our openers and gauge wheels put back on. Those are good to go. I tightened up some gauge wheels, and I'm sitting here looking at them like, what in the world is going on here? For some reason, I'm assuming because of the twin row, we have a weird spacer sitting in here on one side but not the other. I don't know that I like that. But this closing wheel piece is not symmetrical. It's clearly designed that way. So we're going to leave it for now. But yeah, that's kind of weird. In order to go to the style I'm normally accustomed to, we would have to replace it from here back. So I don't love that. Because it'd be expensive, right? A couple $100 in parts for 2 rows, easily. So we're going to leave it alone and try it. This closing wheel is falling apart. Got to take that apart and get that rubber back in there. Yep, we got to fix that. That ain't going to work. All right, I fixed that. Now, if we're going to change that drive shaft around, now's my chance. We got to just loosen up the sprockets, set screws on both, or probably all 3 of those, pull it out and put it back in. Shouldn't be hard. Okay, so now I turned that shaft so the washer that's welded on there is tight up to that bearing. We tightened up our sprockets again so that they can't slide, and now that shaft is locked into place. This one, not so much. We'll have to get some of those hex clamps and put on there, but when we spin our tire, everything spins. So I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna get a grease gun, hit these gauge wheel arms. I don't know if there's anything else to do. Baseball got canceled for tonight. I don't know what Phil's doing with the truck. Just checking stuff out, greasing, I guess. But anyway, look, we got our sway blocks in. Turns out if you turn them sideways, they work for Category 1. Turn them flat, or flat, they work for Cat 1. Sideways, they work for Cat 2. I don't know. Either way, pretty good engineering for 1960s from John Deere. The wind has quieted some here today, this afternoon, and the rain, it seems it's going to stay south of us, so we're getting really lucky. Anyway, I figured I'd run down some of these spots that we need to clean up, some field borders, some Roundup. Dad needed some empty seed bags. Run those down to him. I would say our drone spraying was quite effective. That's impressive. Compared to where we didn't get, it was worse back there. So these fields are not really dry. It's still wet. I was thinking we were closer than what these are showing that we are. But I'm spraying this pass here that we didn't do with the drone, right? I'm doing it with our gator, our sprayer that we've got back here. We're 10 foot wide. I'm running about 6 or 7 miles an hour with this. We're running a little more concentrated drop at a little lower gallons per acre than what I did with the lawn earlier. That was spraying, I was shooting for like 20 gallons a acre. So here we're shooting for like 10. The question is this faster and more efficient than the drone? Because I can put the GPS in here and we can have guidance and we can spray 10-foot swaths all day with the gator on some of these fields that need to be done. Or we can do it with the drone, which is pretty effective. I don't know. I'm thinking the drone's better than the gator sprayer. Back over here was the worst of it. I ran out of spray before the drone got around to finish the perimeter on this side, so we're gonna have like a 30, 40 foot wide width that didn't get sprayed very good. That's kind of what we're after here. So we'll clean this edge up, make a couple passes through here. Looks like about 3 or 4. And get this wheat to die down so that it'll dry out so we can plant it. Does this count as field work? I mean, I'm in the field with something. Couldn't be out here with a tractor, I don't think yet, or at least not doing any actual tillage. I don't know if we get stuck driving across the fields. It's drier than that. Today's May 5th, 6th, May 6th, I think. We're not late yet, but boy, it's sure getting pretty late to get started. All right, well, I got some spraying done there. We got a few more places to do. We got one more field down the road. I know there's a little bit. We need to do some more drone spraying. It's not too windy now, but it was most of the day, so it hasn't been real conducive to that. We'll see. So far, we are missing the rain. There's this much of a chance we could be in the fields tomorrow, and maybe more chance on Thursday. I am hoping that tomorrow, maybe we can finish our concrete project here. They get the saw cuts in today. So I'm making sure that I got everything ready. I need these pockets for the handrails. They're over there for getting in and out of the pool. And all of that stuff has to be bonded, equipotential bonded. So last fall, after the pool went in, I put in this copper wire. It goes all the way around down to where there's a light on that end. It goes up to that electrical box that's going to be there for the light. It bonds to the auto cover motor, and then it runs underground all the way over to where our pump is going to sit with the plumbing and everything else. There's going to be a pad over there for that stuff. Right there's that copper wire. And that'll tie into the pump and the heater and everything that's over here to keep everything together. Well, you also have to bond your pockets for the handrails. So that's what I just added there. And we have to bond our rebar mesh to it. So I've got one here and I connected it over there as well. So I think that's everything that needs to be bonded. It should be. So that is good. That copper wire is attached to every steel wall panel all the way around. When I came back from the farm, a little after 5, those boys were playing a game, and they weren't ready to come, so they said they'd walk home later when they were done. I said, fine. And they started walking across the field, and then they started picking rocks, and they made piles. And now they've had to get the gator to pick up their piles, and they've got a rock that's so big, they had to dig it out. And they're trying real hard to lift it into that gator. But they're struggling. Should I go help them, or let them hurt themselves? Or just, they'll figure it out. How bad can they get hurt? It's teamwork building. They got it. Look at that. Look at him. Look how excited he is. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. This is great. Let them work. We are starting to get a little more rain. It's not raining hard, but the concrete is wet now, so it's not past us yet. This line's been moving east all day and just building and building behind it, and it just keeps coming back a little bit, but it's still drifting east, so it's much worse to the south. Hopefully we are going to miss most of it. It still hasn't added. I doubt it's even registered on a rain gauge, so I'm not upset. But we didn't dry any today, let's put it that way. So I don't know that we're going to be in the fields tomorrow either. Probably not, but we're going to go look a little more extensively maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Have a great night. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing, but we'll see you tomorrow.